I did a video a couple of weeks ago where I was talking about how I've really slowed down buying luxury, and you might have noticed that actually. I'm sure there will be some of you watching going, I thought you weren't buying luxury anymore. I never said that. I said I'd really slowed down and that I'd really gone off it, and I still stand by that. Hey everyone, a very different video from me today because I've bought an Hermes bag. I know, I'm going to show it to you and tell you all about it. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have already seen this, but I also have purchased a second item, which is in here, and I'm going to unbox both of these. And I just want to kind of like tell you why I bought them, but also share with you some insider information that I got from Hermes, because the first time I am also going to show you a couple of other Hermes things that I own, just as like a collection kind of thing. But when I first ever went into Hermes, I had quite a bad experience, and I have already shared that with you, although it was years ago, but I'm going to kind of tell you what happened, but then tell you about this amazing experience that I had just a couple of weeks ago now. I did buy the bag back in February, so I've had it a little while now, and I've been really enjoying it, but I thought I would show it all to you. So I'm going to share with you the information I was told about how to get a bag, because I found that quite interesting. And I'm going to obviously unbox the bag and show you, but before I do that, I've got 4 pairs of shoes. So it's kind of going to be like a whole collection story time. And also I want to talk about safety, because obviously carrying these bags in London can be an issue. So we're going to go through all of that. Right, the first pair, let me start with these shoes. Okay, I'm going to start with what's in here. These are the first pair. So all of the shoes are from Vivea. Do you remember back in the autumn, I showed you some of my favourite Vivea boots, and I had like a little pair of ankle boots that had a little trim around the top of faux shearling. I also had my favourite, which are these beige sock boots. I think you can still get both of those, but because we are going into summer, I think if you're considering going for those, I'd probably think about it sooner than later. There actually is an ankle boot version of the cream version that I really want to get, and I probably will do that soon. But it's from the same brand. So this pair of shoes, this is called Flat Pro. Currently, these are not quite out yet, but they are being launched on Kickstarter, and I will put a link below. None of the links are going to be affiliate, okay? So just to kind of make that clear, I'll put a link to these below. But these are said to be one of Vivea's most comfortable shoes. And I wanted to show you their inner soles, because within this is like loads of technology. I know that sounds really dramatic, but if I show you kind of this image here, it gives you an idea of what some of their soles are like. So you get things like double arch support. When I put these on, I was like, wow, you can really feel that double arch support. But also, if you do have a wider foot, which I do, the toe box on these is wider it's not like abnormally wide, but it's wider. So normally with me, my foot will slightly distort a pointed shoe because my foot is so wide. In these, my foot does not do that. So I just wanted to share that because they're really good. You can get them in loads of different colours. I really liked the white. The second pair, oh my gosh, they're so Chanel. They're these. And you can get these in all different colours. You can get beige with a black toe cap. You can get this tweed, but in sort of like a slight pinky sort of blush shade. I really liked these. These are black and white, but when I come in closer and show you, I'm hoping you can see there is a little bit of silver sparkle through there. These again have got, if I remove it to show you, you can take these out, you see. Actually, no, I can't take that one out. This has got the double arch support in it as well. So with these, I'm actually going to demonstrate me sort of like having a little bit of a run in these, because they are the kind of thing that you can do that in. Not that you're going to go and run a marathon in them, but what I'm saying is that they're very comfortable, and that heel isn't so high that it will hinder you moving around at all. I think these would be, you could wear these for work. I would wear these to work, but I would also wear these very much for a weekend. These are really cute, in my opinion. They are like a little pair of satin, sort of like, it's like a cross between a ballet flat and a sneaker. These were worn by Bella Hadid. You can get them in pale blue, black, pale pink, and this, which is the cream. And look at the laces on here. They're like, so you've got double laces. You've got, actually no, yes you do. You have like elasticated laces down here, and then this is all ribbon. And you could interchange these laces, you know, you can buy really sweet laces online. So if you wanted to change up the look of the shoe, you could do that. And then the final pair, which I will be wearing for work and weekend, they are these. And I just wanted to get a simple black pair of pointy shoes. So you know when you wear like a jean, for example, and it's a little bit longer and you want like pointy shoes. I have got some pointy shoes, but I find the heel on them is so high that I find them irritating to wear. Because if I'm going out around the shops or I'm just going out in general, I find after a while my feet start to hurt. And I saw these, and these have got like a really nice discreet smaller heel. They're very comfortable. Again, they've got that double arch support and the padded inner sole, but also on these, and also actually on the Chanel style that I've shown you, and also on Flat Pro, can you see they have this padding just here on the ankle, and it makes it so comfortable, and like most of their shoes have that. But I'll link to all of those below, no affiliate links. Really recommend this brand. I've been wearing this brand for years and they are really good. They have given me a coupon code. Okay, let's talk about this bag. So, do you recall, if you watch me a lot, you might recall this, but back in February, could even have been January, because I remember seeing this bag in December, but back a while ago, I saw this bag, and I really fell in love with it, and I thought to myself, what is going on here? Because I've never really been a big Hermes fan, do you know that? I don't know what it is with that brand. I think I was put off by my bad experience that I'm going to tell you about, but I was just, there's never been anything that's really drawn me to it. And for example, the Kelly, I don't love that bag, it's a little bit too traditional for me. The Birkin 25 I could get on board with. The Constance, I've always said to you, that's definitely on my wish list. The Constance in either the 18 or probably the 24 is a better size for me. I will be going for that bag. But I saw this, which is the Picotin. Saw it on the, it's secondhand. The bag I've bought is secondhand. Saw it on the Luxury Promise website and absolutely had to go for it. It comes as a full set. This was another reason why I thought about it for months, you guys, like probably like 2 months until I pulled the trigger on this. So if I show you it, because it's the most amazing colour, and this is like, you've just seen the colour, so I've kind of spoiled the surprise there. But this is the bag in question, and check this out. In the box, it comes with, what you get with it is you get a Luxury Promise card, which has got a reference number on the back, and it shows that this has been authenticated, but also if you ever want to sell it back again, you can give them this card and they know that they've done their due diligence on it, even though they'll probably go and authenticate again. But check this out. It comes with the actual receipt. The receipt from the person who bought the bag. And they bought it from Paris. Yep, they got it from Paris, and they only bought it in, I think, August 2024. So quite clearly, whoever bought this didn't use it. There's like the care instructions there. They didn't use it, and they decided to sell it. And so this was another reason why I really liked it, because I thought, oh, you know, this is like a new bag basically. So this is it. Let me just straighten this up here. I did actually put the padlock on it already, but this is it. My little Picotin 18 and the keys for the locker here. I just know I'm going to lose these keys. I need to put these somewhere very safe, because that's the kind of thing I will definitely misplace. Maybe I'll just keep them in the box for now, because obviously it's hard to lose the box, but easy to lose the keys. I did a video a couple of weeks ago where I was talking about how I've really slowed down buying luxury, and you might have noticed that actually. I'm sure there will be some of you watching going, I thought you weren't buying luxury anymore. I never said that. I said I'd really slowed down and that I'd really gone off it, and I still stand by that. Compared to how I used to be, I want to say sort of 5 years ago plus, I used to buy a lot more luxury than I do now, and I think something in me in the last like 2 years has really changed, in so much as that I don't find it as exciting as it used to be, in so much as that I feel a lot of the designs I like I already own. So like, why do I want another Lady Dior bag? Why do I want another peekaboo? You know, I kind of don't, unless they come out in some amazing colorway that I can't stop thinking about. But I've just gone off luxury brands and haven't been in Harrods. I think I've been in Harrods once this year, you know, and it was to film that reel that I'll just put in here again now. But I'm just not that interested. And this was the first bag in a very long time that I saw, as I say, back in January time, that I just thought, oh my God, that's really caught my eye, and I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I am very glad that I got it. Like, I love handbags, you know, I collect handbags, they make me happy. I know that sounds really weird, but I just love them. I love looking at them, I love swapping things out and changing to a different bag and what have you. But a lot of the bags I was buying, I would buy them and they'd either be too small and I wouldn't use them, or I'd get them home and I'd be like, what were you thinking? Don't really like it anymore. I'm not prepared to take it back and get a refund. Or I'd leave it too long and then couldn't get a refund. And I was just ending up with a cupboard full of bags, probably I would say 30% of which I've either never worn or I don't really use, and I've gone off them, which is why I had the bag sale. But with things like this, I feel like this is more of an investment piece, and that's why I decided to go for it. And it's so unusual, it's something I don't have. And what I also like is that it doesn't have a big logo on it. I know it's a bag that if you know, you know, but it doesn't have a big logo. One of you did ask me on Instagram, what's it like carrying this in London? Okay, so in this little video that I'll put here, that I put on my Instagram, I wanted to purchase what is in this bag down here. And I was, okay, so I was walking to Harrods, and then after I'd purchased this and I came out of Harrods, obviously I'm carrying this bag, which is like a beacon. But I've got this bright orange bag on my arm, and there's no crossbody straps, and I did feel quite like nervous with it. And there was hail coming down, okay? It was like a cold day in February, and this big hailstones start coming down, and they're so big that they actually stung when they hit. They were really big. But in order to protect the bag, but actually in order to cover it up, I ended up taking off my jacket, freezing myself to death, and covering the bag with my jacket. And it did make me think for a minute, have I done the right thing here? Or would have buying this bag in a darker colour, like a black or a tan or a taupe, would that have been better than like a bright orange? So yeah, I am conscious about it. I still don't regret buying it, but I do feel that when I use it, I have to have my wits around me. Now, what I ended up buying in Hermes, before I show you just a couple of bits that I already own, I don't own much from this brand. I've never particularly been attracted to it. I'm not someone who would play the game to buy a bag. I just, if I want something badly enough, and I you know, I'm over the point of rushing into buying things now. I like to really think about things. I've got like a 4-week rule that I've had for a couple of years now, where I bookmark it, and if in 4 weeks I'm still thinking about it, then I'm like, okay, we'll go and have a look. But very often I find, give it a couple of days and I'm over it. And I would recommend you doing this, actually. You know, if there's something that you're itching to buy, give it a bit of a break. And sometimes, you know, with these designer brands, it can be difficult because they'll be like, oh, it's limited edition, and so you have to rush to buy it. You don't get any time to think. That is difficult. But yeah, I would say if you can afford to not miss out on an item and give it some time to think about it, then do that. But I go into Hermes, and I was looking for a little charm for this bag I've just shown you. And I said to you on Instagram, which one do you think I got? Because I tried on a few, and I ended up getting this little, I think it's called the Pegasus charm. I need to learn all about Hermes because their history really fascinates me, but I feel like I want to know more, you know, just learn up more. So this is what I got, and check it out when I put it against the orange. The orange with the blue in particular, I think this is called Paris blue, but it's like a true cobalt blue. It really pops against that orange. Let me just put this on and show you. So they did have, some of you said to me, I think I just said, the Rodeo's quite hard to get. No, the Pegasus is hard to get, the Rodeo's easier to get. They didn't have much in there, and they didn't have many colours. I did go in there wanting like hot pink with an orange mane and tail, but they had nothing like that. And when she brought out this, I thought, actually, it's not what I came in for, but it works and I quite like it. It stands out, you know. So I got that, and what she told me, okay, let me tell you this like story thing. So years ago, where is it? Years ago, I want to say 2018, I went into Hermes on my birthday. And I wanted to get a belt. And I went into ground floor Harrods, as I say, back in 2018, definitely 2018. I go in with David, and I was looking at belts, and I saw this one I really liked, but I needed my size. Or colour or something. There was like a particular colour I wanted, which happens to be this colour. And look at this. Look at that gorgeous pink. And on the reverse, so you can flip it around to where at either side you've got red and you've got the pink there. So I went in to get this belt, and I had a really unfriendly experience. So what ended up happening is this salesperson was helping me, but I don't know. Anyway, the salesperson was helping me and told me they needed to go to the stockroom to go and find what I was looking for, and told me to go and take a seat by the till. So David and I, we weren't taking a seat because we were like, oh, it's just going to be quick. So we were like walking around, and then time presses on, and I was like, okay, I'm actually going to sit down because it's been a while now. I'm not even joking, it got to about 45 minutes and no belt. 45 minutes, borderline an hour. And I remember this because it was late in the evening and the store was going to close. I didn't know what was going on. And then I saw the salesperson helping somebody else out, like another customer. And I'm sat there like a fool, waiting for something that was never going to materialise. And then I go up to another member of staff and was like, look, I'm after this belt. That salesperson over there said he'd gone to get it, but now he's helping somebody else out. Anyway, the new person goes to get me the belt, and David was like, don't even buy the belt. This is taking too long. But I was like, I've been here 45 minutes. What's another 10? I'm just going to go and buy it. So I did. Glad I got it, but it put me off going back, to be quite frank. Well, anyway, when I went in to get my little Pegasus charm, I got talking to the nicest lady. So I walk in there, and I'm a bit nervous because, you know, my experiences in there have not been good. And also a lot of you tell me about hellish experiences you've had with bad customer service. So I walk in and I was like borderline scared. A little bit. And they have like a waiting system, so I had to like register, but it was really early in the morning, and there was not really many customers in there. It was very much empty. So anyway, I wait, and this lady comes over to me, and she's like, how can I help you? And I told her what I was after, and she was lovely. She goes to the cupboard, she takes out all of the Pegasus, all of the Rodeo charms, she lays them down on the counter. She's literally taking them out of their boxes and putting them all over my bag so that I could see the colours. She was giving me recommendations on which one she thought looked good and which one because I was going to get like a really pale pink, and she was like, actually, I feel like the pastel doesn't work with the orange of this bag. She then starts telling me about my bag. She was like, it's bull leather, apparently, or Clements or something. She said this is in the Hermes house orange, and that there are a number of other oranges that exist in the colour palette, including orange poppy, I think was one. And she showed me the colours, like on her phone. She was like, these are all the colours lined up so you can see the difference. She was explaining to me the process they go through in order to dye the leather, and how the different leathers are dyed slightly differently, and I guess for different amounts of time to get the colour to absorb into them. And I found the whole thing really, really interesting. And I asked her, I was like, can I just ask? I was like, hypothetically speaking, how would you get a bag? Because guys, they had Birkins on display, they had Constants on display, but obviously you can't buy them and you can't touch them, you can just look. And I've always wondered, does anyone know, those bags that are on display that you're not allowed to buy, what do they do with them? Where do they go? I've always been curious about this. So anyway, she said to me, right, well, obviously Birkin is wishlist only, but she said Constance isn't. I knew that, came off wishlist a couple of years ago, and I was like, well, it's the Constance that I'd be interested in. And she said the way it works, guys, just to let you know, she said that in Harrods ground floor leather goods, they predominantly, they never know what allocation they're going to get from Paris on bags. Some mornings nothing turns up, some mornings a few bits turns up. But she said that it's predominantly in the summer months and in December when they tend to get most of their bags through. And she said it's a case of you getting in there at the right time of day and asking the question, are there any leather goods available? And she said if there's anything around that hasn't been sold, you'd be offered it. And now if you know different, let me know, but that's what she informed me. So she said to me, never be afraid of coming in here and asking us if we've got bags. And she said, come in earlier in the morning, ideally, because that's when we get our deliveries, if we're going to get anything at all. Get in there early in the morning. And she said, just ask. She said, we won't think anything of it. We're not going to judge you for asking. And she said, if there is anything, it's yours. You know, if you want it, you can buy it. And I guess it depends on the bag that's in there. Would they offer you a Birkin? I'm not sure. Maybe they would. But she said definitely on the Constants, that's kind of how that would work. But on the day, they had 2 or 3 Constants on display, but obviously they weren't for sale. Yeah, so that was the situation there. So that was a really good experience that made up for the not so good one years ago. And I took the lady's card. She was just amazing, and I would 100% go back to her. She was so friendly. She made the whole thing really fun. She was so excited about the brand and sharing that knowledge with me, and I just found it really, really interesting. Now, the final thing I was going to say, Veronica, actually, if you're watching, Veronica said to me that you need to wrap up the handles on this bag, and I can see why, because the leather is so soft. It feels like a sponge. It feels very absorbent. And I bought a couple, just off Amazon, I bought 2 little scarves, and they're like bright pink. There's a little bit of blue in there as well. And I was going to, you know what people do? People put like a big bow on the front here, where they twist this down the middle and then they put a bow. But because I've got my Pegasus, I think that's going to be too much. It's probably going to be too much with the Pegasus, with the scarf, but you know, needs must. But I'm going to wrap this scarf around the handles, and I think that could look quite cute, the clashing of the pink with the orange. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's the fun thing about bags, isn't it? You know, when it comes to twilly scarves, if you go off it, if it doesn't work, this was like £5, so I'm not worried. If I don't like it anymore, I can take it off, but it will protect my bag handles. And then one final thing to show you from my collection. This was given to me. This was the most generous gift, and it was given to me by one of you. I do have a Click H bracelet somewhere. I actually wouldn't recommend that. It's cute and everything, but I've got the gold version. It scratches up really easily. So it's very nice, but I wouldn't buy it again. But look at this. So I got given this from Denise, and Denise, I've never used it. You must have given me this back in 2016, and I just can't use it because it's so beautiful, but I do take it out of its pouch and look at it every so often. Look what Denise sent me. An Hermes mug. How generous is that? Isn't that the most generous thing you've ever seen in your life? And it's so beautiful. But can you understand why I do not want to use that? And that would, if I did use it, it would not be going anywhere near the dishwasher. Even if it's dishwasher safe. I just want to say, I really hope you've enjoyed this video and just enjoyed hanging out and seeing this bag. And you know something, I can't believe the change in me. It's obviously me getting older, but I never thought I would buy an Hermes bag, except for the Constants. But then, when I saw this Picotin, that was when I looked at it and thought, that's the one. You know, there was something about that bag, the size of it, the slouchy nature of it. There was something about it that for 2 to 3 months it kept playing on my mind, and I kept checking that it hadn't sold. And I actually even put it on my law of attraction vision board back in December or early January when I first saw it. I was like, I feel like I want to get this bag, and I did, and I'm very glad that I did. So that's everything. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.